Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and we are back tonight with Top Recruiters Academy, talking about some of these incredible, life-changing breakthroughs that are happening within the training and then carrying on after the training, guys, because once you learn these strategies and you open up the gateway to universal abundance, once you learn the 7-figure secrets, once you learn exactly what to do, step by step, literally like somebody handing you a paint by numbers set when you were a little kid. You remember that time? Remember that time when you were maybe in kindergarten and the teacher came out and she had all the paints and everything, and you thought, how am I ever going to do this? And then everything had a little number on it. And all you had to do was pick the color and fill in all the little numbers. And then by the time that you were done the painting, it was a beautiful masterpiece. That's really what we're talking about inside of Top Recruiters Academy. Now, guys, I want to share with you, first of all, before we get into this exclusive and private VIP interview that we're going to be doing today, I want to turn back the clock a little bit, and I want to share with you that the information that I share with my students applies to any industry as an entrepreneur. So it doesn't matter if you are in network marketing, direct sales, the MLM industry, affiliate marketing, online marketing. You might just be a regular entrepreneur. You could be a person that is a realtor, a mortgage broker, an insurance agent in the automotive industry. You might have a retail store that just sells some products. You could be in a situation where you maybe own a hotel, a motel, a lounge, a nightclub. You might just be in a situation where you don't have a business, but you really want a business. You really want to live a life of freedom, to be able to walk away from your job in 30 to 90 days. Now, if you've been on the internet before or you've been in the network marketing industry, a lot of people will hear these numbers and go, yeah, right. Like, how would that ever work when I've been trying for 5 years or 10 years to make a full-time income and I can't do it? Well, the biggest challenge that most people have in our particular industry and any type of entrepreneurial industry is two things. They just can't surrender their pride and surrender their ego and just get a mentor. Now, I was very, very fortunate in the very, very early part of my 20s that I had some really good millionaire mentors, people that kind of took me under their wing, and they showed me exactly what I needed to do to become a 7-figure income earner. And I'll never forget this time walking into my first millionaire mentor's office, and he said to me, he said, Darren, you want to become a millionaire? Absolutely, I do. I want to become a billionaire. He said, how serious are you about that? On a scale from 1 to 10, how serious would you say? I said, I'm 100. I'm 100, right? He says, well, there's 2 things that you're going to have to learn if you want to make it big in network marketing. The very first rule, he said, I don't want you talking about our company. Now, I thought to myself, that sounds a little bit strange. Like, how am I going to sell these if I can't even talk about the company that manufactured them? Well, I thought it must be because there's patents. Maybe it's top secret. Maybe we're not allowed to talk about this because it's patent pending and they don't want anybody to know. And then he said, rule number 2, Darren, I don't want you talking about our products. Now, guys, I want to share with you this. It cost me $4,000 to start with my very first millionaire mentor. That's like about $15,000 today. And I had already slid across the table my bank draft for $4,000 with that affiliate signed on the bottom. And when he said this, my stomach dropped to my knees. And I thought, oh my God, we must be doing something illegal, right? How is it possible to sell this without talking about it and without talking about the company that actually manufactured it. And I came from the world of features and benefits, and I was pretty good at it, right? I could talk about this and tell you how great it was and all the features and the pixel quality and all the reasons that you need to buy whatever I had. And by the time I was done, you'd be pulling out your credit card and you'd want to buy whatever this was. He said, Darren, if you ever want to become a millionaire, you're going to have to learn to talk about them, your prospect. Now I said, what? So you think I'm going to sell these if I talk about the other person? Yes, that's right, you will. Now here's what I found. I found that the more that I talked about the other person, the more that they were magnetically pulled to want to do business with me. In fact, in my old world, if somebody asked me what I did, I would be talking about the features and the benefits and why they needed to join and why they needed to lock their spot and get in right now. Now, in the new reality, what I would do is when somebody asked me what I did, I would flip the whole thing right around on them. And I'd say, you know what? Let's not talk about business right now. Tell me more about you. Tell me more about your family. Are they from here too? What about your kids? Do you have kids? Right? And the more that I started asking questions about the other person, about their vision, their dream, their pain, their problem, and their passion, the more that they just came closer and closer and closer until they would say at the very end, Darren, you know what? I really enjoyed our conversation. I'd really like to find out more about your business and what it is that you do. And maybe there's some way that we can work together. It was a phenomenon, guys. And as I perfected this over time, I took that same information that I learned from that network marketer and I applied it into offline business, into hiring management teams, hiring staff for my own companies, raising venture capital, launching public companies, private companies. And by the time I hit 35 years old, I was a millionaire. Then I went on to make multiple millions of dollars. And then at a certain time, when you're sort of going up on this scale, it's no longer about you. Okay. And I will share with you that if you ever want to get into 8 figures, 9 figures, it can't be about you. This is the important thing that people don't understand about the game, about the reality and how it works. If it becomes all about you and it becomes all about material things and what you can get for you, like you're hoarding all of this stuff for you, and you step into your ego and you become your ego, the entire reality goes and it blows up, and you get sent back down to the first level of the game. Hopefully the second round, you're going to be a little bit more humble and more of a servant leader, and you get crushed back down to the first level in the game so that you've got to start all over again. And I can tell you that sucks. That sucks, especially when you've worked so hard to get up to the top only to find it all crumbling down. So the important thing to know, guys, is that you have to have some type of global vision. You have to have a vision that's not about you. It's not about your family. It's about what can you do to make a difference in the world, right? There has to be something that fires you up. Now, it might be that you want to build schools in Africa, or it might be that you want to help, cure Alzheimer's, whatever. It has to be something that's bigger than you in order to get to these higher numbers in manifestation. Very important to understand that. Now, what we do in Top Recruiters Academy is we roll out and show you step by step the actual 7-figure formula, the 7-figure secrets, and we give you the blueprint so that you can really understand the 5 simple steps to wealth creation. It's very simple, it's very easy, but you have to go through a little bit of a shift in mindset. You have to start to look at the world differently. You really have to understand more about both your conscious mind, that's what you think that you think, and your subconscious mind, which is your core beliefs about money, your core beliefs about success. And yes, you will face your fears. There's fear of the unknown, there's fear of success, there's fear of failure, there's fear of possibly leaving your friends behind and becoming successful and not having your core people with you anymore. There's fear of rejection, right? There's all these different components that actually create this barrier, like a wall that you have to overcome. You've got to be able to trust in this process and walk forward in complete blind faith, knowing that the stair will appear underneath your feet as you're walking forward. Now, this is a phenomenon, guys. It's amazing. It's the law of attraction. It's quantum physics, and you will really understand the core of how the reality is actually created in the first place, and what is your part in either the success or the failure on getting everything you want or everything that you don't want in the reality. Now, a lot of people don't realize when things are going really bad, they're actually thinking about it constantly. They're speaking about it constantly. They're writing about it constantly. And they're emotionally connected to everything they don't want. And then they wonder why they keep on getting what they don't want. Okay. This is a science, guys. It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. It's not like, hey, maybe let's go give this a good college try. It's not like that. This is scientific laboratory research on once you understand how wealth is created and what is your part in the process of creating the reality. Now, there's a couple key components that you're going to have to master. And that is deservability. Do you feel deserving of the big money? Do you feel worthy of the big money? Do you love yourself enough to let it in? And do you have healthy boundaries? Because you will get tested along the way to see if you actually understand the rules in the game. Okay, it's really important, guys. Now, how are you going to be able to do that? Through this, what you think about, through this, what you speak about, through this, what you write about, and through your emotional connection to either everything you want or everything you don't want. Now, when you go through this program, this is an 8-week millionaire mentoring intensive. Now, what does that mean? That means I only work with a compressed group of people. There's only 15 people that are actually in this program. So it gives us an opportunity to actually connect one-on-one all the way through the entire 2 months. Then we set up a group chat where we can constantly be in contact through that 2-month period of time. And as people have a breakthrough, they submit it into the chat, and it creates a domino factor so that one person has a breakthrough and it goes all the way down the entire line, almost like a chain of dominoes. It's a phenomenon, okay? This is quantum physics, and by the time you come out the other side, I can tell you that miracles start happening in your life. I'm talking about shocking miracles that you may not have ever believed could even be possible start happening in your reality. We've had people that started, when they started, they were actually on the verge of being homeless. One couple, they were 2 days with no water. They had 6 children, and they called me, and they were in dire straits. They didn't know what to do. They had no place to turn. They didn't know what to do. And they said, Darren, we're on the verge of being homeless right now. Can you help us? Can you make us some suggestions? And I gave them some very specific action steps that they needed to take on a daily basis within 10 days They made $5,400. That's when they actually put the first deposit down on the Top Recruiters Academy. Right after that, they made another $8,000. They were able to go to a wedding that they didn't even know that they would be able to get to. And he was one of the best men at the wedding. Think about that. So then it went from that into popping $1,000 and $2,000 days. And I think in the last 10, 12 weeks, they've made $30,000 online. But here's what's really cool. Jose, who's the husband, just signed a 6-figure deal, okay? Now imagine this. You're on the verge of being homeless over here. You go through this training and you come out the other side, and now you know about wealth creation, you know how it works, and now they've got 30,000 that they've made plus a 6-figure deal. So that's $130,000 from this zone where they were just about on the street, okay? We have a 17-year-old kid that was just coachable, and in 1 month, he made $35,000 in profit, and in 6 weeks, he made over $50,000. Now, his goal was he wanted to be a Forex trader, right? So he took that money, he got into Forex trading, and he called me back about 2 weeks ago, and he says, you know what, Darren, I've been thinking about it, and I'm thinking about maybe I want to get back in again because I want to manifest $100,000 because 6 figures extra would look really good in my Forex account. So I'm coming back, okay? These are very common stories, guys. Moms with 2 kids, part-time, 10 grand their first month. We've got people that have had a little bit of marketing experience, 45,000 their first month. One gentleman who has some marketing experience, and I gave him a little couple of tweaks, right, to his marketing campaign in 30 days, guys, from a flat start. He made $128,800. These are all documented stories. We even have one gentleman that got out of prison, and his very first month in business, he made $28,500 in profit, okay? They did all of this understanding these core principles without spending a single penny on paid ads. So that's all profit, okay? All profit for the business. Now, what I want to share with you guys here is that we typically move into what I call a state of compression, right? Where the launch is actually going to be on Saturday, okay? And we're moving into the state of compression right now as we move forward. And there's only 5 spots left in this program right now. March was sold out. April was sold out. May was sold out. June was sold out. There's 5 spots left right now. Now, what I want to do here tonight is I want to share with you that it doesn't matter if you're even in business or you even got a network marketing company, or maybe you're not even in our industry, but you're a realtor, mortgage broker, an insurance agent. Because a lot of people will call me and they'll say, Darren, I'm a realtor. You know, would these strategies work for me? I mean, could I apply these same strategies into my life? Would I see these type of results? And the answer is yes. Yes, you will. Because it's all about the law of attraction and quantum physics and stepping into your power, stepping into your greatness. We take people through a program called Unleash the Alpha Within. That's within the Top Recruiters Academy. And I can tell you this, when you come out the other side, the reality looks different, okay? You interact with people differently, different events, people, places show up into your reality. We've got a really interesting situation here because the lady that you're about to meet tonight is actually a realtor from Vancouver, which is the city that I'm in. And she must have seen some of the stuff I had online, started following some of my content, reached out to me to find out more. She wanted to be able to generate a marketing and advertising budget for her business. So she got into one of my programs where we teach that. We teach people how to raise $10,000 for their marketing campaign per month. And also, if they want to get into high ticket products, how to raise $100,000. Now, somebody might be in a situation where they want to buy a piece of property, and that extra $100,000 as a down payment comes in pretty darn handy. Now, the lady that you're about to meet, I don't even think she realized what was about to happen when she embarked on this journey, quite frankly. And I'm going to let her tell you the little bit of her story. But you know, people start at the beginning phase, and when they start going through this transformation, guys, I'm not going to lie, it's an emotional journey because you have a lot of stuff in here in your Pandora, right? All of the things that have happened in your timeline are right here, right? And we got to get that stuff out of your body so that you can raise your vibrational resonance and start learning how to manifest, okay? Now, this is quite an amazing story, guys, because not only did she have a record time in commissions, more listings, more co-listings, moving into leadership within her actual real estate office, now doing seminars, now doing value-based training for other realtors so that they can learn how to become top marketers too. So what I want to do here right now is I want to introduce you. I'm so proud of this woman. Her name is Emily Ching. Emily, welcome to the broadcast tonight.
Thank you very much, Darren. It's an honor.
So Emily, tell us a little bit about your story. You know, you started on this path going through Top Recruiters Academy. Did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that these type of things would actually start happening for you, where you're actually getting incoming calls, you're getting other realtors that want your support, you're getting your actual office handing you the baton to be the trainer? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've been in the real estate industry for the past 6 years. The first 2 years were a struggle because my kids were young, and I didn't have a mentor. I didn't really know where to go. I tried many things that didn't work. I wasn't taught that you have to stick with one thing before you move on to the next, blah, blah, blah. So, and then I came upon the program that we were with before Top Recruiters Academy, intending to have another stream of income. But what happened was that the training that we had, it applied naturally to what I'm doing, to the real estate business. And that's where it snowballed.
So tell us a little bit about that snowball so that we can get a little clear picture of what you really mean by that. Because all I've been seeing is sold, sold, sold. Tell us a little bit about that.
So part of the training was for us to keep on giving value without expecting anything in return. So that's what I did. So previously, I would send 1 or 2 newsletters a month to my database, to my prospects, to my clients. So after that training about, giving value, what I did was I did more. Like I did maybe between 4 to 6 times a month, just giving value, whatever it is, could be articles or whatever. I would, do a short video of myself talking about it and then link it to the article. It's as simple as that. So the face-to-face that I had with my prospects, even just through video, it's not even personal, developed that trust between us. So with real estate, because it's not an impulsive purchase, it takes years for people to decide to buy or to sell. So what happened was, because of that value that I provided, some of them were just ready at this time, or at that time when they called me, and they just called me and said, okay, I'm ready to buy, or I'm ready to sell. So there wasn't much chasing on my part because they came to me. And with that, I used to purchase leads before for my business, and I don't even have to do that anymore because they came to me, and I don't have to contact cold leads anymore. I was able to turn warm leads into clients and cold lead into warm, if that makes sense.
Fantastic. So now tell us that, this really interesting situation that happened where you went into your office and all of a sudden the guy that runs the office, he was saying, Emily, everybody's been talking about you, and we wondered if you will do the training here and if you'll train all the realtors. Tell us a little bit about that story.
So the people in our office saw me posting videos online, and my increased social media presence. And they've seen me advertise some seminars that I put on for first-time home buyers. So after that, they approached me and asked me if I wanted to train newer realtors, with whatever topic. One of them is social media, and some of them, real estate-based training. And so it started from there. So that's what I'm doing now. And the office is also hosting seminars for first-time home buyers and second-time home buyers and whatnot. And we will have a series of that in our office as well.
Wow. So now you started on this path, and I think the last tally, it could be actually more because you've had more stuff coming in. I've seen it on your Facebook.
Right.
But hasn't there been like $55,000 in additional commissions that have just kind of shown up for you into your reality?
Yes, directly related to the training. Yes, it's 55.
$55,000, guys.
Yeah.
So what I want to share with you right now, if you're just tuning into this, we are talking about an 8-week millionaire mentoring intensive, which creates compression. Okay. Now we meet every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 4 hours. Okay. Now during that time, we're going to have an opportunity to sort of peel back layers of the onion with you so that we can actually get to your core beliefs about money and what's actually creating this barrier and why aren't you already successful? Think about that. So however old you are, doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I've got one student that's 83 years old, and my youngest student is 15 years old. The 15-year-old made $7,000 his very first month in business. So I want you to really think about that, especially if you have children that really are just coming out of high school. Those people, when they learn these strategies, guys, I'm telling you, their whole life changes for the better because they really understand more about the law of attraction, quantum physics, and the equation for manifestation. And it's very easy and simple to learn these strategies to be able to apply them into every single area of your life. I'm talking about health and fitness, spiritual, emotional, family relationships, career, travel, manifesting any type of material thing, and contribution, giving back, and making a difference. You, in essence, become a ripple, right? I call it being a ripple. You become a ripple in your family, a ripple in your community, and a ripple in your church. And imagine being in a situation where you can now have a positive effect on other people's lives. And I believe that's why we're really here on this planet, is to find our purpose, find our passion, and then walk forward living our passion and our purpose. But it all has to do with what is your purpose on the planet. Why are you here, right? And I can tell you this, it certainly isn't to slave away for $3,000 to $5,000 a month, okay? Now, I actually did this little exercise probably about, I don't know, probably 20 years ago or so. I was vice president of marketing for a public company. And, they were paying me $85,000 a year plus some stock options. So it's not like I was, hurting or anything like that. But what I found is by the time the tax came off and all the deductions came off and I was paying all my bills, it wasn't a lot of money that was left over. Truth be known, guys. So I kind of got a little bit riled up this one day, and I took out a piece of paper and I started to write out what things actually cost. Like if I wanted to own a piece of real estate, what was my mortgage payment? If I wanted to have a nice car, what would that cost? What about insurance and gas and, power and water and my cell phone? And I started to make a whole list of everything, of what things cost. And then I had to deduct the tax amount off. And then I wanted to be able to pay my RRSPs, right? I think in the US you have a 401k for my retirement. And then I wanted to be able to go on, one vacation, right? A half decent vacation. maybe to go to a resort or something like that. And I wanted to have a little tiny little sliver left over so that if somebody phoned me with the next eBay or the next Facebook, that I would be in a position where I could make a little investment. Okay. And I'm not talking about a lot of money to invest, guys. It was only like $5,000 that was left over, right, of potential investment. And here's what I found. And this totally changed my reality. Minimum wage, okay, minimum wage is actually $130,000 a year if you actually do this. Now, that was 20 years ago, right? So what it did was it raised my standards to a catapult. And literally within, I think, it was like about 2 years after that was what I actually made my first $1 million. But if it wasn't for me actually going through that and doing that type of exercise, quite honestly, I would have been kind of under the compression and I wouldn't have actually opened up that gateway. And these are some of the little tiny tidbits that we will cover to really get you clear, right? So that you have a clear, open gateway to your vision and your dream so that you can move into manifestation, okay? Now, we've got people that are, I've interviewed someone last night that was 24 years old. He was probably $50,000 in debt, right? Trying to get his business off the ground with traffic and courses and training and mentors. And he called me this one day and he said, Darren, this is in a 45-day period of time. And he'd already made 10 grand. And he was so ecstatic, right? He was actually emotional about it. He's like, you've changed my life and I can't believe it. This is amazing what's happened. And now I interviewed him last night and he's made over $50,000. And the cool thing is that he's now mentoring people that are having $1,000 and $2,000 days online. Okay, that's about the ripple. That's about you first blazing the trail, learning. And he's now applying some of these strategies in marketing to be able to help change other people's lives. And that's really a phenomenon. That's why I believe that we're here on this planet, is to learn a skill, master the skill, and then teach it so that you can help transform other people. Now, Emily, recently I saw some pictures. You were down at the Porsche dealership. You were, looking for a brand new car there. And tell us a little bit about that experience for you, because I don't think you've actually ever been in a car like that. It was brand new. That was, I don't know, probably $120,000 or so. Talk to us a little bit about that. Talk to us about your belief now in your ability to be able to manifest that car. Talk to us a little bit about that experience.
Okay, so before the training, I never really pictured myself going into a dealership like that, because cars isn't really my thing. But when you asked us to do that, and when I got there and got to sit in the cars, it's actually not the car. It's my awareness of what's better, of what is more, and what's available for me. So it's not specifically about the car. It's just this awareness that there's something better out there.
Now, what happened to your mindset? What happened as you started going through these 5 steps to wealth creation and you really started to peel back the onion? When the money started to flow into you, Emily, did you go through any Kleenex at all? I mean, was it an emotional thing for you?
Of course, because I didn't think it would come this fast. Like, the law of attraction really works when you set your mind to it. Things and people just come. You just meet them, for no apparent reason, and that's where it happens.
So tell us a little bit about that, because we had some sessions with you, and you weren't even talking. I was actually just kind of watching through the rearview mirror type thing and seeing what was happening. But I could feel the emotions that were coming out of you and your Pandora that was blowing, right? when you started on this journey, when I talked about all this stuff in advance, and I told you it was going to happen, did you really believe me? Be honest.
No, like there's a possibility, right? But it wasn't certain.
So when it actually started happening for you, and the incoming calls started happening, and the elevation in how people perceived you as a leader, how people perceived you as a top realtor, what did that do to not only your self-esteem, what did it also do to your marriage?
It's been great. I'm very grateful that my husband supports me in what I do. He actually went to the dealership with me the second time. He couldn't believe that I went by myself the first time I did it. And my kids came with me too. So the support is there, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And we are set on the right path. I would say we are set on we have the same vision. We know what we want to happen. And it doesn't matter if it's me with my real estate and him launching his own business. Like, we are on the same path.
Fantastic. So let me ask you this. Now that you've gone through the training and you're looking forward into the reality now, what do you see as possibilities for you now going forward in your life?
Sky's the limit. Whatever you want to happen, it can happen. And what I would say about Top Recruiters Academy, I have been through coaching programs with real estate and with entrepreneurship in general. But what Top Recruiters did, it's the missing link. Because if you don't have the right mindset to take action, all the tools that you have or all the systems that is provided to you, they're not going to work if you don't have the right mindset. Like with Top Recruiters Academy, with the mindset that I am in right now, even if my business fails or whatever else fails, I know how to get back up, if that makes sense. That's, the proper mindset is key. It doesn't matter what happens to you. With the proper mindset, you are going to be able to, dust yourself off and get up again.
Fantastic. Well, that's a really great way to look at things. And I can tell you guys this from my own experience as an entrepreneur, that you have to walk forward on your path in complete blind faith. And the one thing that you're going to have to master is this right here, okay? Because 70 to 80% of your self-talk every day is going to be pummeling you, and it's going to be, doing this, right? And then when you catch yourself beating yourself up, then you beat yourself up for beating yourself up, and it gets worse, right? So what I'm going to share with you is this, guys, okay, is that whatever category that you're in, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate, mortgage broker, insurance, automotive industry, this training will 10x your income, okay? No joke. Now, I'm sharing with you 30 years of my personal experience in marketing, in personal development, and in doing multi-million-dollar deals. I've raised tens of millions of dollars myself in venture capital. I've made millions of dollars both online and offline. And the question I have is, why not you? Why not you, right? If we can help somebody as young as 17 make $35,000 their very first 30 days, maybe, just maybe, we have something here that would work for you to 10x your income. Now, I can tell you this. People actually have to sign a non-disclosure document to even get into our training. Okay, this is not training that you will find in a book. This is not training that you will find in a Tony Robbins seminar. This is not training that you can get from anybody. It's not even available. Nobody even knows about this type of information, right? So it's like a key that unlocks the matrix and opens up the gateway to universal abundance. Now, my path actually started with Tony Robbins in my 20s, but it wasn't until I started working with Dr. Lee Poulos, with the power of the subconscious mind, with understanding the time continuum, right, to understand our core beliefs about money and the human condition, that things started to change. They started to shift for me. But it wasn't until I met Dr. Dov Baron and I learned about quantum physics. I learned about the wave particle theory. I learned about how we as human beings actually create our realities, that all these pieces of the matrix came together and the key, boom, opened up. Now, in my program, in my advertising, you've probably seen how I started a business from zero, and in a 30-day period of time, made over $165,000 in profit, right? Starting with a business that cost me less than $1,300 to start. But here's the kicker. I didn't spend any money on paid advertising, none. I didn't run traffic. I didn't run solo ads. I didn't do banners. I didn't do magazine ads. I didn't do radio. I didn't do anything other than the free strategies that I teach to my students on this type of formula. Now, if we take a look at Emily as an example, Emily was buying leads for her business before, and now she's got incoming inquiries for selling properties, listing properties, buying properties, whatever. Emily, is that true? Is that what you found?
Yes. So I'm doing it organically now.
So you talk about having an increase in interaction with your Facebook. I mean, how much are we talking about here?
I didn't really look at the numbers, but there's more engagement. And there's more interaction with my database, with the people that I send my newsletters to. There's more interaction. There are more questions coming at me. I'm not just someone just sending them info. I guess they see me as a real person that they can trust and they can ask. So that's what's happening right now.
Fantastic. Well, guys, here's what we're going to do. We are moving forward at lightning speed, right? Saturday is our launch. Okay, Saturday is our actual launch. There's only 5 spots left right now, and I can tell you the spots go super fast, and it's right at the end of the compression where it's brrr, okay, and it's first come, first serve. Now, typically, if you go to my website and you look at what the rates are, if somebody said, Darren, I want to do an hour millionaire mentoring session, they pay $1,000. If they want to do a 90-day millionaire mentoring program where they do 1 session per week, right, for 90 days, they pay $10,000. And if they want to do it for a year, they pay $40,000. It's right on my website. But I believe that it's really about giving back and making a difference for other people. So what me and my business partner do a lot of times is what we call making universal deposits into other people's lives. So instead of being in a situation where you have this large number, like if somebody was to actually pay me for my time for this 2 months that we're talking about, with the amount of time that I invest into the people, it would cost them over $38,000, okay? Now, you're not gonna have to pay that. You're not gonna have to pay $38,000. You're not gonna have to pay $30,000. You're not gonna have to pay $25,000, $20,000, $15,000, $10,000, $8,000, $7,000, $6,000. What I've done is I've compressed this all the way down to $4,750. Then I've made it even easier for you, okay? So I'm now going to take the risk, okay? This is how confident that I am in the material. So I've taken it and split it into 2 payments. So the first payment that you come up with is only $2,500. Keep in mind, guys, this is over $38,000 in millionaire mentoring. This is real. So you put a $2,500 payment down as a down payment, and then in 30 days, a month from now, you pay off the balance. Now, you got to be pretty darn confident in what you can do as a millionaire mentor to be able to take the risk for the people and give them that option. okay? So what I will share with you is this. It's first come, first serve. Now, if you are a person that showed up here tonight, if you're a person that truly has that burning desire, you know deep inside that you deserve more. You know that you deserve more. You know that your boss isn't paying you the money that you're worth. If you take action, I can tell you that you will literally never have to worry about money ever again once you learn and apply these secrets, okay? And that, my friend, you can take to the bank, okay? If I can help somebody go from completely homeless, living on the couch of a friend's house, in month 6, make $20,000 for the month, 3 years later, be the CEO of his own network marketing company. Yes, the homeless guy. If I can help somebody get fresh out of prison and make $28,500 their very first 30 days in business, throw your hat over the wall and trust this process. I'm serious, guys. You will never look back. Okay, you will never look back. You will remember this day of the 1st of July that totally changed every single aspect of your life. Now, Emily, any closing comments that you have for the people that are watching right now?
Don't think about it. Just jump in, because it's the missing link. I promise you that.
Fantastic. Guys, you got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm excited for you. I'm so fired up. Throw your hat over the wall. Click that link below. If need be, do the split payment. If you've got the cash, you save about $250 on the one-time payment. But I can tell you, once you learn the secrets, once you go through Unleash the Alpha Within, once you learn the 5 simple steps to wealth creation, once you learn the equation for manifestation, once you learn how you are actually creating your reality of everything you want or everything you don't want, you will not have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. So throw your hat over the wall, click that link right underneath, take action, reserve one of the last spots. They're going right now. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this. Get ready for the journey of your life in the next 2 months and have a great night. All the best. Thanks a lot for joining us, Emily.
Thank you.